Salam Aleikum. Welcome back to another video. Today's topic is going to be about not comparing yourself to others. So there's this great quote or great saying, which is like, comparison is the thief of all joy. And that is a very eloquent way of explaining, if you look at another and you think about what they may have compared to yourself, your joy is going to be stolen. So let's say for me, I am about 5'7". I will look at someone who's taller in this context, such as someone who's 6'4". And if I compare myself and I look at myself compared to them, I might say, I wish I was taller. But why? I was made to be 5'7". I actually quite like my height. I'm closer to the earth. I gotta find the perfect ways of like making myself comfortable with being a short king, you know? And so another one would be, maybe you're not the most handsome person. So maybe you look at someone and you're thinking, man, this guy's so, whatever. Why would you think like that? You are the way you are because that's the way it was supposed to be. Now, there's things that you could definitely help with, which is, let's say, eating healthier, exercising, and generally having a relaxed mindset. If, let's say, you're someone who has a hard time being confident, it comes from the feeling that you aren't worthy of other people's attention and all those sorts of things. Like, let's say if you're in a group and you're presenting something, or you're talking about presenting a particular topic, you may not be able to converse with the other group members because you're too afraid to look like you're not smart. So you look at the ones who are talking a lot more, and you start to think to yourself, oh, I'm not that smart, so I'll just keep quiet. What you have just done is compared yourself against someone else who may not think the way you do, but you have come to the conclusion that they are smarter than you. That's not how intelligence or smartness works. Just wanted to just put that out there as well. And then for the women, women, they look at other women and they say, oh, I'm not as pretty as her, my hair's not as long as her, right? If you do that, then that doesn't really help you. It just brings more problems to your mind, which is you look to another to see things that are not within yourself. Why? You shouldn't do that, actually. In fact, what you should do is look at another, appreciate what they have, and appreciate what you have. Instead of comparing yourself with other people, appreciate. So don't hate. When I say hate, some people might be jealous. Comparison creates jealousy. All right? So instead of hating, which is just being jealous, appreciate. So let's say I did see someone who was tall and I'm 5'7". I look at them and say, damn, this guy's probably going to the NBA. I'm appreciating his height. If you're a woman and you see someone who's more attractive or beautiful in that sense, you just appreciate. If you see that someone is smarter in your group and has more eloquent ways of describing complex problems, don't hate, don't be jealous. Simply appreciate and humble yourself to know that they might be able to help you, let's say in that context, understand the concepts even more by explaining your way of thinking, where you were telling yourself, oh, I'm not that smart, I shouldn't say anything, I'll need to just keep quiet. Now you can actually speak and then have your thought process seen by the person who is quote unquote smarter, And then they can then explain to you how you can actually strengthen your way of thinking. More times than not, there are people who want to help you on this planet. But it's just the point where you have to come from, which is, I can't look at them like they're better than me. That's the point. Don't ever look at anyone like they're better than you. No one is better than anyone. We're all on this same space like this. Like, it's just a continual line. Other people have pretty high trajectory. Like, they just boom to the stars. Some people, they take a long time. Some people take it quick. Some people are always down. Some people are really down. Everybody's on their own journey, but we're all in the same plane, which is Earth, this existence. So if you're on this planet, that means that we're all doing something to better ourselves. So please, don't compare yourself to other people. Instead, look at other people and appreciate what they have. For if you do this, you will learn how to be more whole within yourself. And this is coming from someone who didn't think he was the smartest, or didn't think he was handsome, or all these sorts of things. It took me, in my own time as well, this is another point that I should explain, everything takes time. So, for instance, I'm 24. It took me 24 years to feel like I am who I am. But for other people, it may take longer. So just because someone has something figured out at an earlier or later stage, appreciate that and learn from it. Find the wisdom in seeing teachable lessons to you as a person in every scenario. And don't compare yourself to people. If you are comparing, you're just seeing where you size up against them, which is unfair. You can't, you shouldn't want to stack yourself up against them. Like, look, we're in an era where, we got resumes and applications and degrees and all these sorts of, so there's definitely metrics that companies look at to look at whether or not you're a credible enough candidate that they will hire. In that aspect, there's technically metrics we can, look to be able to look at other people. But for everything else, I don't really see that there is a quantifiable metric. So, we're equal. That's pretty funny for equal. It's just how you think about it. Don't compare, appreciate. You learn a lot more from appreciating than comparing and being jealous. Thank you very much. Salam Aleikum. Enjoy your day.